and welcome to Gardener Keep. If you saw the short video for this, you know that I live in Arizona. I've lived here for over 40 years now. Gardening is getting harder and harder every year. Our peak heat durations are getting longer. Our rain is less. I think last year we had 9 inches of rain. The year before we had 12 inches of rain, and the year before that we had 4 inches of rain. We've had 4.5 inches so far this year, and it is July 10th, 2023. So weather's just kind of crazy. For several years we were able to grow a beautiful lush garden. I had tomatoes coming out my ears. Like, we had so much fruit and stuff that we bought a freeze dryer, which I do a bunch of other videos about freeze drying food as well. But this year it's died. I mean, there's videos, I'm not going to go into all those details, but I have several videos out there showing you what's happened to our garden. So I'm going to be setting up a hydroponic system. This is one I bought from Amazon. I had Amazon credit and it was easy. I actually thought it would be more expensive to buy PVC than what it is. I guess prices have come down from when we did some work back in 2022 because prices were outrageous. Like I said, I had a gift card and some other stuff, so I was able to pick this hydroponic system up from Amazon. I'll put a link in the video and then I'll show you the full the item listing on Amazon. I'm not getting paid for any of this. I'm not affiliated with any of the companies. This is just one that I chose. This is a little bit smaller than I wanted, so I think the next one that I do will be one that I DIY, and I'll make a video for that too. So, but what came with this one was, it was kind of nice. It came with the whole thing. The only thing I'll need is the bucket for the water chamber. This is what they consider to start your seeds on. It's just some springy pieces of foam. They've got little holes in them. I'll try a few of these, but I'm also going to use coconut coir and vermiculite mix to start my plants in. It should give them a good media. This is my first attempt at hydroponics, so it may fail. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. That little guy stuck to me. This one also came with the on-off timer, and then this is the pump it came with. I don't know how much any of this would cost to buy it outright. I'll do another video on that, but here's just the little pond fountain pump that we will be using. Like I said, this came in one big box. It was fast. It was made in China, but what isn't made in China these days? You've got all your different caps and your fittings. There's the wheels. I probably won't put the wheels on this. This will go out into the greenhouse. There's your tubing. And then here, one of the nice things about this is most of your pieces are already put together. So your end piece is already built. You don't have to put them together. I actually think they glued them in, which is kind of nice. I was all prepared to do that. So we should have 6 of these. So they'll go end to end, and then we'll run our pipes in the center. Again, sorry, I said 6, but there's 4. There's only 2 layers on this one. I looked at a couple different ones. Oh, here's the end of my mallet. They even send you this cute little mallet. So you can put the mallet together, maybe. All right. So, I mean, it's not on there all the way, but your mallet goes together. Not a big deal. So these are going to be your pipes. It's got all the spaces for your holes. This is the VEVOR brand. I was trying to remember what the brand is, but it is a VEVOR brand. Like I said, made in China, like everything these days. I know a lot of people on Amazon complained about the instructions. If you've done any DIY, if you've done any water, if you fixed any water pipe, if you've done any PVC work, this is not a complicated thing. So you've got your channel, you can see all the way through it. Your water comes through here, and then it's going to circulate out there. So these really just snap together just like that. Like, this is not a complex thing. I really was afraid to order this one because of the reviews. Everybody's like, oh, it's hard, but it's PVC. It's not going to be that hard. So you're just going to push that down. They send you the mallet to be able to pound those in, but I don't want to pound making the video because you guys will probably kill me. These are fun. This is actually why I ordered this one, because these guys are square. So these are going to be your little pots that you put in there, and I like the square because they fit in there flush, and it's not going to give you that weeble wobble. They're secure, they're not going to fall out. like I've seen on a lot of the DIY ones. So, like I said, there's should be 54 of these, and this is the reason I got this kit, because I liked the idea of the square pots. So we're gonna set those. Let me get all those out of there. All right, I'm gonna put this together, and it's not hard. You just snap them in there. Those are the legs, I believe. So the important thing doing this is just making sure that these are straight. So I'm actually gonna flip it. I know it says to pound on it, but I've got all three of those in there. So I'm gonna stand it up and just kind of push. And then make sure it bears weight. If these leak, I would just put some silicone on them, or you can even take them out and use the PVC cement and glue. I'm hoping I don't have to. I'm hoping it's a tight enough fit that I don't have to use the glue. We'll have to do that outside, and it's really hot today. It's like 105 and the humidity is, it's bad for Arizona. It's like 25% right now. Hoping that the monsoon start. So there's no up or down for these. They just go on. You know, your pipes are still going to be solid, and then your water's going to go in there. And you're just going to put them on there. The most important thing, I think I already said this just a minute ago, is to make sure that the holes for your pots are as straight as you can get them. And then you can tap it on there with your mallet or just push down on it. Like I said, this is not a complex. I know the reviews, everybody was complaining about the instructions. This is not complicated. If you've ever played with Connect blocks or Legos, same concept. And mine all appear to be pretty straight. So in, I don't know what, my timer says 8 minutes, I've introduced what I'm doing, who I am, and I've put one layer together. I've got 3 more to go. Again, I don't know if you can see, I'm just pushing it together on there. Those are the rest of the legs. Making sure they're as straight as you can get them. So now if I was building this, which I am going to build one, I think I'm going to do the rain gutter version that I saw. On YouTube, I've seen a couple of people do the rain gutters. It would take me a lot longer because I'd be having to cut my pieces, drill all my holes. And sometimes it's nice to have somebody else do all that for you, even if it costs you just a little bit more money. Like I said, I think I paid $65 for this. That was pump, timer, piping, all the fittings. And I'm not sure I could build this for less than that. Especially if you count all of the time it would take to cut all of this stuff. So again, in piece, it's just going on here. And like I said, it may leak, but if it does, you can always pop that back out and put some PVC. You'd have to start with the primer and then the glue. If this leaks, I'll do a video doing that. Or you can even just silicone around the outside there. And again, I'm just gonna snap. I'm stepping in between there, that way I can kind of keep hold of it. That ended up just a little bit crooked. I'm not sure what happened there. There we go. I'm gonna have to adjust that one just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but this one wobbles, so we'll adjust that. I'm gonna use the shorter. So I did have to briefly look at these instructions. So one of the long hoses does not have the clear cap. That's where I went wrong. I didn't look at the instructions quite clear enough. I'm going to put the short pieces on the bottom, so they have to be capped. One of the long ones has to be empty, so the water will flow from your top layer down to your bottom layer. Okay, so I screwed up. This one bar was different. It has an open spot here on the top. I just realized that when I was hammering that leg in there. This actually has to face down, so I had to just take it apart real fast. You saw me how easy it was to take it apart. And this needs to face down. This is going to be your drain valve. So I guess the instructions could be kind of annoying, but like I said, I'm still only in the 16 minutes. That's me talking to you, opening everything, and putting it together. Now I'm going to make sure that my drain is on the bottom here. We're going to put the lids on now that I have it in the right configuration. So like I said, not a complicated thing. The smell that they gave me is terrible. Like, I don't know if it should have had glue on it or what, but I foresee having to add silicone to these because they're just not going in there quite like they should, I don't think. Actually, I'll probably take them apart and put PVC primer and cement on them. So before I beat that much harder, we will do the magic of television and go outside. So this is the one that's open for drainage. You can see all the way through it. I'm going to put that, it says to put it in the back corner away from the drain. Magic and television and back. I got a mallet that actually is going to stay together. So I'm just trying to figure, it's a little bit crooked, so I was just trying to figure out which one of these guys is making it a little bit off. So I'm assuming I don't have something hammered in there as far as the other, so I'm gonna take some time. Alright, so it's still a little bit crooked. We'll figure that out once we get over there. So I'm gonna, this is the empty one. It is the one furthest from the drain is right here. It's gonna be the one in the back corner away from the drain. You're gonna put your plastic pieces up because you want it to flow. The water is gonna flow from the top down through this tube. It'll go through all of these and then it'll come, oops, it'll come right out this bottom drain there. And with the whole thing together, it's stable. I'll probably hammer it down. Like I said, I need to check and see if it leaks any, but it's much, much better. And I'm just hammering until it kind of stops moving. There should be a lip in there that prevents it from hammering too far down. I don't know that I would use this in my house unless I was had used the PVC glue and sealed that, and I created a better seal. Like, I'll probably actually run a bead of silicone around all of those little clear pieces that I put in there, just because I can foresee that dripping down through here all the way down and then out your legs at the bottom getting on your floor. It's going out in my greenhouse, so it won't be big of a deal because it's dirt and slate flooring. So, and by slate I mean rock that we picked up out at the rock pit. So everything looks great. So this is the VEVOR hydroponic system I bought from Amazon, 70 bucks. Here's my little pots. Those will pop right down in there. That's, like I said, why I bought the whole thing, is because I love that these are square and they sit really well in there and they don't jostle around like the round ones do. We're going to be stopping the video now, and I will go out to the greenhouse and we will run some water in this and we'll show you guys what it does. Oh, you know what? Let's put this piece on there first. So this is the inlet. I think it's going to go right here. Hey, and welcome back. We took a little bit of a hiatus thanks to TV. We are actually 2 days later. The original video was 2 days ago. I went out to the greenhouse to set this up and it was so hot out there, like the camera was hot and stopped working in like 5 minutes. And then we had stuff that we did yesterday. So we are back to building our VEVOR hydroponic system, and there's a few things that I don't like about it. I don't know that I would buy this again knowing what I know now. So I filled it up with water and I left it out in the greenhouse overnight. It didn't seem to leak, so that is a plus for it, but I don't trust it, so I've got some plastic just yuck plates that I've got underneath it to keep it from leaking on the floor. And then my bucket, this is going to be my water reserve. I have both feet in there because this drain pipe is in the center there, and I don't have the fittings to elbow it out and put it in into the reserve bucket like I would like to. So temporarily I've got the feet in the reserve bucket. It'll catch any water too. The other thing that was a pain, was this pump. This hose barely fits on the pump and the nipple off of the intake, and so I had to set this out in the sun. It was like 114, 115 in Arizona, so I set it out in the sun for like 10-15 minutes, let it get super hot, or not super hot, but 114 degrees, and then I was able to get these on there. It was still difficult even with the hose being hot and viable, because I have trust issues. I did add hose clamps on there. I've had aquariums before that have lost fittings that I thought were tight, and it's just not worth water all over. So we are going to finish setting this up. I'm going to scoot you all back just a little bit. So like I said, I got this on there. That took a hot minute. I would use a slightly bigger diameter hose than what they sent with this pump. So I'm going to set my pump. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. So I'm going to set the pump down here in the bottom. My wall plug is right over there, so that won't be an issue. And then I'm going to loop it down through there. And then I'm going to put it down in the hole. Like I said, everything fits. I mean, the PVC fits together really well. I haven't had to glue it. It doesn't seem to be leaking. Time will tell. I have not used any cement glue or anything like that. So, and given the fact that it is so hot outside, I am going to keep this in the house. This is our spare room. So I will keep this in the house until it gets cooler out there, and we can get that adaptive cooler on our greenhouse for next year. This is the drain pipe that they sent with it. It just fits right here in the bottom there. Just like that. Like I said, I didn't, most of the stuff I was able just to push together. They did send that terrible mallet that was worthless, so I did go get one of ours. But there you go. So next we will fill it full of water. Give me just a few seconds. Your drain hose will connect. Not right there. There must be something I'm missing. Okay, now let's see if I can pour this water in here without making a giant mess. I did not foresee this bucket being in here this way. I wanted it so I could move it back and forth, so I could just pour water in there or take this out to the bathroom, you know, outside to rinse it off. So this will be, I got water on the floor. This will be a temporary fix. I'm going to need more water. Okay, so we've got this hydroponic system going. In that other video, I had actually put this on the wrong side. I flipped this around in my head when I brought it in from the greenhouse. Your pump water goes in to this flow. It is on the same side as your drain. And then it's going to flow through both of your tubes, or all three of your tubes, both sets. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it running in there, see it running in there, and then in there. I'm going to follow it down, and then both of them are emptying into that bottom, and then you can see it flowing. The light makes it flow really nice to be able to see it. And then that one is flowing as well, and then it all pours back out right there. If you guys have any questions, please like my Facebook page. I'm here, Gardener Keep LLC. Like me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate it. We are learning to garden differently in Arizona.